are live.
Cool. Hello, everybody.
Hello, ladies.
Now, can I take one TV without taking all of them?
Yeah.
Zycam.
That's a good stuff. Zycam.
A real Zycam podcast show.
Let's try this one.
Close the door, turn off the light.
All right, time to go.
Everybody, we're talking about the WWF Intercontinental Championship today. The excitement.
And he'll be joining us with us, Dolph Ziggler, in the studio.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh, somebody watched the show last night, didn't they?
Actually, I didn't.
That's a lie.
I did. I watched the baseball game.
Eric, cast tab only to
No,
number
you
4.
didn't.
I swear.
You told me, you said, oh, I saw Carpenter, or I saw DeYoung hit a home run. So you watched 1 minute of the game.
I watched most of the game last night.
Lies.
Martinez had a couple hits. No, I swear. I watched.
You mean
most of
4?
most of the Cardinal game last
4
night.
hits.
A couple.
Twice. A couple.
He did it 2 times. Twice. A couple.
You heard of this Jose Martinez guy?
He had a couple hits.
He's going to be the guy that carries the Cardinals to the division championship.
You know, I didn't watch the end of it. I saw the Lesnar thing with Heyman. I mean, I watched bits of it, but I just saw the video package they did towards the end for Neidhart, and I saw that Rousey opened up talking about Natty and him.
I did see that Dean Ambrose came back.
You see his hair?
Whoa! Look at that picture.
I will say, if I had to pick one wrestler for the current product that I wish could have been back in like the 80s, 90s, it'd be Ambrose. I don't know why.
I can't stand him.
Really?
I hate the little thing he does on the turnbuckle, the second rope.
I wouldn't say I like his moveset or anything.
I wish
like
we
that,
could get
but
all these guys so they could go back and teach the old guys how it's done. How to really put on a show.
But personality-wise, I see what he could fit in with that era because he's got a little Piper to him. He's got
there's just an
little Austin,
edgier,
yeah. A little personality.
So
Not ready
anyway,
when you guys are.
sports.
Balls, bats.
Check 1, 2. Is this thing on?
It is.
Check.
Not showing that we're live. Perfect.
Not showing that we're live. Okay.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Old Georgia Championship Wrestling showing up on the YouTube feed. July '83.
On the YouTube.
All right. Looks like we're good.
YouTube-a-looba.
Does light work? That's better. Okay. We've got a viewer. Hello, viewer. First time viewer, last time viewer. Go ahead, please.
What's your name, viewer?
Veer?
Viewer.
What's your name, Veer?
Sounds Russian, maybe Swedish. Veer.
Veer.
This is Veer. Veer Vun. All right, we can go with the theme music whenever you guys are ready.
Do it.
All right. Hey Tim, your computer's kind of like covering you.
I know, it's kind of my gimmick.
Kind of your thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure.
They don't call me the Apple for no reason.
Turn the belt back on then.
I was gonna say Apple's paying him well.
Much better.
Tim the Apple Owens.
Transition.
Tim the
and-
Bad Eric Apple.
Oh God.
Is he listening?
Probably not. You guys ready?
The following podcast is scheduled for one fall, and there will be no disqualifications. Making their way to the ring from lineupmedia.fm at a combined weight of 849 pounds, the Three Horsemen.
That time again. Time for wrestling talk. Oh, sorry.
So this is still a thing we do?
This is still something we do.
It's been a while.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Big Easily. Big Easily back in black. Literally.
Back. You know, it's my thing.
It is. Gentlemen, how goes it? We got Alex, we got T.O., we got Eric, we got Big Easy. What says y'all?
Well,
That was as close as I could get to a southern accent.
the excitement level has not
Yeah.
dropped since I was here before. We are still just on top of shit on fire, right?
Oh, best colorman in the biz.
All over the place. Love it.
No doubt.
What did I miss while I was gone? You guys finished up Hogan.
Oh, my God. How long you been gone?
A couple, 2 weeks. 3
Holy
weeks, maybe?
shit, we did a whole 2-part Road Warriors. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I saw the Road
Not a
Warriors
lot
thing.
of not a lot of people have heard about these guys. The Road Warriors, Eric and T.O. gave me a history lesson.
Did they?
Apparently, these guys weren't very popular, so their names were Animal and Hawk.
That sounds made up.
They were the
Sure wasn't
Road
Hulk.
Warriors. You've all probably heard of Demolition, but the Road Warriors or the Legion of Doom. They were a tag team back in the 80s and 90s, and we did a show about them. Small audience, not many people know about them, but yeah, that's what we did.
Rabid following where they had it.
2 parts, yeah.
Well, check that out, people. I'm sure it's on our YouTube and on our iTunes feeds.
Oh,
So,
for sure. Soon to be on Yo Radio.
loving Yo Radio. They got a lot of good stations on there.
YoRadio.com, by the way. That's who's going to be fronting this whole deal. Part of Lineup Media Group. That's where we will be live in
Starting
3
next week?
weeks. Counting 3 weeks.
Is it 3 weeks we're going?
Hit that app store.
Pretty sure, yeah. Hit the App Store. Hit iTunes. Hit Google Play. Hit Stitcher. Right? Right?
Right.
Stitcher.
Wrong?
Right.
Brothers?
Hello.
That's what's up. What's going on around here? Anybody? Anybody? Somebody?
Bueller.
Our childhood
Mueller.
is still slowly hitting the fan. All these.
Dying off?
Yeah.
What about
Jim Neidhart.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man.
I'm surprised that they trend so hard when they pass away now.
What do you mean?
They trend hard in the morning. When
Oh,
they,
trend.
When
I think
they
you said
get,
trim. I was like, huh?
No, when they get on Twitter, when they pass away, man, it is instant news and everybody knows about it. The Anvil trended until about 3 or 4 o'clock yesterday.
Wow.
But do you think some of it has to do with his daughter being because you start thinking about how many people follow the wrestlers on Twitter right now when they're all sending their condolences because it's Natty's dad. He was on Total Bells. He had done some stuff. Big time family. Like I bet Neidhart was in the news a lot longer than Lawler's kid. But with Lawler being such a, still relevant, big time, he had a lot of people too that were famous that were verified on Twitter that had big time followings sending their condolences. So like The Rock sent one. So I think a lot of the reason behind that is, a lot of these people in WWE right now have 2 million Twitter followers.
Yeah, but I
It's-
also think it's
that
his
can cause-
his character was very popular.
That can cause something
The
more
Anvil?
trending. The
Mhm.
more
Yeah,
popular
I would say so.
people are, like a couple of popular people.
Yeah, and I
tweeting
mean,
about it,
Ronda
there's-
Rousey's tweeting about it yesterday. Like so many
Right.
people that are. So I think that might have something to do with wrestlers trending, like the death of a wrestler trending more than, let's say, a former baseball player or football player.
I can see that.
Depends on the wrestler, because baseball players generally aren't the stars that like any wrestler is, pretty much, because they go out there on their own or with a partner. But it's not generally baseball, football, hockey, basketball. They're all part of a team. You know what I mean? Unless they're standout, Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
They also
whatever.
don't die as often at younger ages.
That's fair. That's
Because
probably
he was,
correct.
what, 67?
63.
63?
Yeah, 63.
Ah, jeez.
And you guys touched on Brian Christopher too, Grandmaster Sex. Did they say how he died? I didn't catch that.
It's being investigated, but it's been ruled as suicide.
Suicide. How?
Yeah.
How so?
In
Shot
prison.
himself.
Oh, I saw something from Jerry
He
Lawler.
what?
Jerry Lawler doesn't think it was a suicide. I
He
think
hung himself.
Hung himself. I thought you said shot
That's
himself.
what I thought. That's what I thought.
No,
you said
but
too.
they apparently
We're going to go back and check that. Mark that.
I say he hung himself.
All right.
Lawler's big thing is I guess that the choke marks, the marks around his neck, are not consistent with shoelaces.
They left handprints.
No, but my thing is, if you hang yourself and then you have that regret, if you go to grab, you're gonna have your handprints could do something to cause.
even if you
different
don't
types
have
of
regret, I
bruising.
would think you would have reflex.
It's not.
If
it's
your arms aren't tied,
it's
you know?
human instinct,
Right.
To go grab. So if you're grabbing,
You're strangling.
your hands get caught in there. I mean, I could see that could cause a bruising. I mean, And I'm sure Lawler's probably feeling a little bit of, he made his kid sitting there. He could have got him out. He didn't. He was trying to teach him a lesson. He had talked to a lot of his friends about it. And the irony of it is they were talking about, I was listening to something yesterday or Sunday. They were talking about how Ric Flair handled his son's situation.
Ugh.
And he did it one way. Ric Flair always pulled strings, got his kid out. His kid ended up overdosing and dying. Lawler handles his kid the other way. It was his third DUI. He had been in jail for a few weeks. He had made a deal that as soon as he got done, they were driving him straight to rehab. And he promised him if he stayed sober for a year, he'd get him a job. I think we talked about it last week. He'd get him a job at developmental or doing something with the company.
Right.
And, I'm sure he probably regrets that, and he's probably blaming himself a little bit. If I didn't get if I would have went and got my kid out of jail, he wouldn't have committed suicide.
Yeah.
He's probably right, but at the same time, I mean,
You can't. I mean, when it
he
comes
made
to
the
that
right
shit,
decision
man,
at the time. It's not his fault.
What's the story on the Anvil? So you guys were talking seizure?
Yeah, so he wasn't sleeping well. He went to change the temperature on the thermostat and then basically looked, from the story I heard, it looked like he had changing the temperature and then just abruptly spun around as if I think the quote was, it looked like he was about ready to start dancing or something like that, but smacked up against the wall, hit his head when he fell, had a 4-inch gash on his head.
Jesus
Holy.
Christ.
He was with family when that happened at home.
Yeah, he was just at home.
Man, that's unfortunate.
That's a shame, man. And I know, apparently this did not figure into it, but he had a long list of, not long list, but the stories are long, of he had some, what would you call it? Do you call it drug-related, or do you call it prescription-related?
Both, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
He's a big prescription guy.
Yeah. Didn't he get arrested for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not long ago.
It was
4 or 5 years ago?
I think it was longer than that. I think he had been straight for probably 6-7 years. I'm wanting to say.
Damn.
But the only reason I said it is because on Total Bellows it was showing he wasn't on there for a while, and then it showed how they had a good relationship and how you can tell when someone's fucked up.
Here's the other thing.
He really wasn't.
I get
at
how they
that
get
point in time.
how they get off of him and everything, but man, can you imagine the pain that guy's in? He was a world-class athlete. I mean, he played for the
I didn't know he went to UCLA.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
full scholarship.
Been that way for a long time. I mean, he started out working in Calgary, worked out in Memphis, and then got the push to the Mid-South. I'm forgetting about Mid-South, which you can check out on the network. He's got
Championship Wrestling from Florida.
Yeah, he did wrestle. He had a cup of coffee down there, but he's got a bunch of Mid-South stuff up that they had just put up a couple months ago. But this guy had been all around before he got to the WWF, and obviously that's where he made his name as a member of the Hart Foundation. We talked about them when we did our tag team show. What's been a month ago now? More than a month ago? Jesus.
It's been more than that. I think was that the second show we did?
Yeah, it's been
Maybe
2 months.
6 weeks ago. So, sucks, man. Were you guys Neidhart fans?
Well,
He was cool.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. I mean, everybody loved the goatee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
The
original
new
Tank Abbott.
foundation, where he was wearing that yellow
I missed that one.
track thing. Oh, with the baggy
What about
that,
who?
That was high
baby
energy.
blue pants?
Oh, okay, that's with Coco.
High energy.
Not
Neidhart
Coco.
wore it too. Dude, look it up.
You sure?
You think I'm making it up?
No,
The
he wore
new
that
foundation.
with the checkers.
Yes.
Yeah, who's
And
his
then
partner
Owen
name?
Hart switched. Owen Hart.
That's
was.
right, Owen
And
Hart.
then they brought in Coco, and they were high energy. Same fucking pants and everything.
Yeah,
Neidhart in that yellow jacket.
I remember that.
Wow.
Oh,
Looks like Bob Holly.
yes. Hideous.
Giant Bob
Do
Holly.
you remember him being who?
Yeah, but it didn't
The
last
very,
long.
yeah.
Did not last long.
Was he ever in WO?
No.
No, that's surprising.
He definitely ended up in WCW, though, with
He
Davey
definitely
Boy.
seems like NWO material. Later year NWO material.
Very true.
Yeah, just saying.
Well, R.I.P. to Jim Neidhart for sure.
Vaya con Dios, Jimmy.
I actually didn't know he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. And again,
Oh, he will be.
this is a trend that's
Foundation.
happened. This is a trend that's happening more and more now too. Is that once a wrestler dies, on social media, they start attacking the WWE or certain wrestlers that are in the Hall of Fame that they think the guy that passed away should be in over.
Coco?
So
Coco's always the first name.
yeah,
right?
well, so they start shitting on something like, he's not in the Hall of Fame, and they put this guy in, and he didn't get to have that moment, So like, that's something I've noticed lately too. When you bring up social media, there's a lot of the.
Maybe they didn't want to put up a no trespassing sign at the Physical Hall of Fame. They just wanted to put Coco beware.
Ha 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 ha.
You're fucking funny, man.
Maybe they put him in because he's black. I think it's more that.
A little affirmative black shit. Is that what you're getting at?
Well, it seems to be
That's
they
not
have
right,
one
Tony.
black guy every year. He danced to the ring, right?
Oh, so he's a token.
Some things never change. Yeah.
Okay,
Birdman.
so
WWF, baby.
Just a quick thought. Vader and or Neidhart are going to go in 2019. Yes,
Vader's
yes
first.
Or no? So
I'd
you
say both.
but for 2019, you think he'll go in?
My thoughts on the 2019 Hall of Fame is that they are going to go big WWF Attitude Era.
New York.
Yes,
Right.
New York.
So that's why I'm asking.
Maybe neither. Maybe Vader. Vader was a part of the Attitude Era for a short
Bam Bam Bigelow go in because he's from that area.
ECW.
Well, he's just from that area.
No, I know.
So I mean, like I could see Bam Bam going in. I think Vince goes in.
No. He
They
won't
wait-
ever let him put him in.
Do they wait till he dies?
Yeah. Same with Triple H. I mean, I bet they do DX this year, but they won't say Triple H stuff. Just say DX.
But so who's the headliner for New York?
I would
For-
think The Rock.
in New York though. They're saying he's a wrestle.
Oh, jeez.
They're saying that they might do an angle with him and Reigns or him and that Elias.
Well, you think they just sell out Madison Square Garden regardless of who the headliner is?
I don't know-
Undertaker?
I don't know if they're doing it at Madison Square Garden because that's where the All In show or the
Super Show or whatever.
Ring of Honor sold out. Fucking Madison Square Garden.
Is
The
Vince pissed
night-
about that?
The Friday night before?
It's either Saturday or Friday night. I don't know what night it is, but I don't know.
Well, either way, Madison Square is going to host the
First of all-
NXT show.
I don't think so. The same those shows are the same night. So
Well, then they'll do it on the New Jersey side.
that's what I'm saying. I bet it's Barclays.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, I bet they'll sell it out though. But they have to. I mean, they're
You're
gonna.
telling me they're going to do a Hall of Fame and not do it in Madison Square Garden?
I know the Saturday night, the night of the NXT show, is when they're doing their Cody Rhodes and the Young Ducks.
They're doing another All In?
They sold, I think, 15,000. Was it 15,000 they sold for that?
14.
I mean, it's,
All In 2?
it's sold out.
Jesus.
Flippity flop, flippity flop.
You know, if they could get somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing and some money, they need a billionaire, basically, to run that company and make a real company out of it. They'd be all right. Never happened.
Yeah, well,
Get those guys under contract.
The idea of CM Punk coming in, like, I mean, this guy turning in to be a huge butt fuck. I mean, what a horrible human being. And I don't care. I don't care how much money it was. If you tell when you're loaded,
and you fuck your buddy?
if you have a really rich friend, rich as shit, and you do okay, and that friend asks you, hey, I want to go on your podcast and tell my story. I'm going to help you because it's going to get you listeners and everything. But Colt Cabana had been doing that podcast forever. He was one of the first big wrestling podcasts.
Right.
So Punk had been on there before.
Right.
He didn't have to go there. He could have done a shoot video. He could have done anything. He goes on there. He gets, this causes this huge fucking drama. WWE bankrolls this doctor, guaranteed, drags it out as long as he can. Hey, I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. Don't worry about it. I mean, in text messages, I got you. Don't worry about it. Stay with this defense attorney. The bill comes back to $530-something thousand, and now Punk's trying to take it says he owes him $250,000. There's a couple more things that, Alex, have you read in on that? Like some of the other issues with that?
Not really, to be honest.
Yeah. So, but I mean, he's
Same
literally
here.
he's trying to collect $250 from his supposed best friend, and said,
$250,000.
I'm tired of taking care of you or defending something just fucking bizarre.
Sounds right.
And this guy is known for having no friends and being a prick and
Never heard any of that.
borderline sociopath.
I told you I never fucking liked the guy.
Yeah.
The whole straight edge thing, do you know what straight edge people do? They go to parties where people are drinking and they, like, steal the keg and throw it in the they think it's funny.
Oh, they just don't.
Like,
well, straight
because
edge.
they're fucking weirdos.
They don't do drugs. They don't drink. They don't do anything.
Can't trust anybody that doesn't drink. Yeah.
Call them squares.
Well, I'm just saying, if you stop drinking or like were an alcoholic, that's one thing. But
His dad was
I
an
don't
alcoholic
drink.
and beat the shit out of. I mean, like I get why the dude comes.
Yeah, but
across,
he wasn't.
But when you come across as tattooed all over and it becomes your lifestyle and your identity,
Fuck him.
and the only person he has now is his wife, who is documented as being bipolar or whatever in her book.
No.
So I'm sure they have a healthy relationship that involves him having complete control over her.
What are your thoughts on CM Punk, Eric?
I don't like the fucking guy.
Why not?
No, I mean he's not bad, dude. He's just. Why'd you try to do? You made yourself look like an idiot and an asshole for trying to go to the.
No, we're not talking about UFC.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
No, I know. I know. I'm talking about him as a person, as a
No,
whole.
I know.
You know what I mean? Why'd you do that? You just made yourself look dumb as shit. You should have just stuck where you were at, had a semi-decent career in the WWE. Instead, you come over here
He
and
should have
more
stopped.
people know your name now, but it's not in a good way.
He should have stopped while he was ahead. I mean, in my opinion, he didn't even have any business being in the upper card of any wrestling show, period.
T.O., why'd I always say?
Because he's not athletic and he doesn't look like a wrestler and he has horrible footwork.
Horrible footwork. That's how you can tell somebody's not an athlete.
What did it for me, oddly enough, I mean, and he didn't, start doing this until, I don't even know, 2014 maybe earlier. But whenever he tried to replicate Savage's elbow off the top, the first time I saw that, if you would have seen the look on my face, it's just horrendous.
I do find it hard because it's very easy to do. You go on your side, you land, and you pop over the top of him, and you don't touch him. At least that's what I've heard.
Hey,
Still real to me, damn it.
Speaking of Savage, Intercontinental Belt.
That means Alex is done with the shooting around.
He's a Trump fan, Chicago guy.
You shouldn't
Yeah.
say that.
Or not Trump fan. He's a Punk fan.
I know, clearly.
I'm texting about Trump, and
I figured it was
that came
It's like,
out.
where did that come from?
I figured it was because he started thinking about pink tights and he didn't want to talk about any more girl stuff.
There it is.
'Cause he's a big anti-feminist.
Everybody knows it.
What we're here today. Oh, and by the way, check us out. Facebook.com/Three Horsemen Show. Twitter.com/Three Horsemen Show. Same goes for YouTube. YouTube.com/Three Horsemen Show. Or just type in the THREE Horseman HORSEMEN Show. You'll find us. That's how you find us. We've lost a big following. I don't know if you guys know. We were doing a lot better last year, and then we went on a extended hiatus. So come back. Rate us on iTunes,
So come
and Google
back.
Play, and all that stuff, and
We
give us
miss
5 stars. You know the deal. Go to YoRadio.com, download the Yo Radio app. We are about to go live on that here in about 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm not good with numbers, but come check us out because we'll be live there on the Lineup channel. You'll have everything on there. You can find 60s channels, 70s channels, 80s channels, reggae, alternative, rock, and roll. Can't do one without the other. There's a punk station. What am I missing? Country, reggae, you
pretty
name it,
much
they
nailed
got
it
it.
all.
Lake
yeah.
House.
The lake house. How can you fucking forget the lake house? Jesus Christ.
Did you mention the lineup channel?
Lineup, that's where they'll find us.
Yep.
The Lineup Media channel. So, go, download it. Get it on your phone. Get ready. The live stream starts here in a few weeks. Okay.
Nailed it.
That does it for us. That's the end of the show, right? Oh, no, we got more to go. Today, Intercontinental Championship, old school WWF. I couldn't tell you who the fuck is the Intercontinental Champion right now. T.O. probably could.
That's Ziggler.
Look at that. See? Told you. We got to go to. New guy.
The fuck is a
New
Ziggler?
guy.
Yeah, but the one thing we can talk about
Nick
though,
Nemeth?
about the IC title right now is since Brock Lesnar never wrestles and he never defends.
Motherfucker. How do you manage to fit Brock Lesnar into every show?
No, but what I'm saying is there's no emphasis on the heavyweight championship on Raw. So
I don't know.
for the first time in forever, the IC belt is kind of elevated. And there's a little prestige to it now, and you have two really good workers having
Worldwide.
a feud.
Prestige.
Yes, I got it. Step Brothers.
I get the joke. Thank you.
It just wasn't funny.
Say it again. Prestige
what?
Worldwide.
No,
Yeah,
Worldwide.
you guys are funny.
But
It's
The
featured
best-
on the
Tough
end of
crowd.
it's featured on the end of the show now.
yeah, and the best match at SummerSlam will probably be Ziggler and Rollins. I think those two will probably have the best in-ring match, which a lot of times back in the day, you're Steamboat and Macho Man. The IC title was your working, usually your best worker had that belt, and you were soon going to be catapulted towards the main card. It was
Who's
a stepping
Lesnar
stone.
wrestling?
Who do you think? Who's he wrestled every pay-per-view for the last 4 or 5 years?
Well, there's what's closing the show, so there's your prestige for your Intercontinental belt.
So there's Strowman has the Money in the Bank.
Oh, no.
He's wrestling Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens can win the Money in the Bank in that match. So we could kind of try to predict how it's going to end.
Oof. You sure we want to do that?
No, it just goes back to they keep the belt on Lesnar and let Lesnar do the promo tours for the UFC as the WWE champion.
His 12th win over the Reigns kid?
Yeah.
God.
I see them reuniting the Shield at the end of it, and then that's how it's going to go down.
Well, IC title is the topic today. So,
And Heyman managing them. Go ahead. Go ahead.
hijack my heart. When I say the Intercontinental title, Big Easy, who is the first person you think of?
Geez, that's a toughie, but Shawn Michaels or
Ooh.
Randy Savage, really.
Ooh. Michaels or Savage?
Yeah.
Those would actually be my answers too.
Really?
Warrior.
Mother.
That's a good one.
Really? You're a huge Warrior fan.
I
Mountie.
like them.
The Mountie.
The Mountie. Mountie.
He always gets his man. I'm just saying.
He
Throwing that
did
out
have a
there.
big 3-day title reign. How long was that? How long was the Mountie?
Hey, he had a title.
It
reign.
was not a full week.
Jacques Rougeau. He was the champion on January 17th until January 19th. Now, if you don't think about that reign, chubby reign.
Better than one day.
My guy's Bret Hart. That's who I love that run. I love that Mr. Perfect match. And I love that Bulldog match. But if we're talking whoever we thought was the greatest one, that's tougher. We'll get to
Greatest,
that.
that's
when we
really
get to
subjective.
me.
Razor Ramon had a great run. I mean, him and Shawn Michaels had some
wasn't
classic.
watching.
They had some classic table or ladder matches.
Ladder match.
Yeah.
So I mean,
There's a good match. Well, let's talk about the history of the title. Of course, how it started, they had a North American title in WWF, and then Vince McMahon must have had somebody call him and tell him, they have a North American title down in Mid-South. And he said, well, fuck that. We are going to have an Intercontinental title. We're going to take the North American one off DiBiase, and we're going to have a big tournament in Rio de Janeiro. And
Tournament.
thousands of people at this show. In fact, they don't even know how big the show was. They didn't even keep track of attendance. They didn't keep track of the tournament either. But apparently,
how do you mean?
well, the main thing is it didn't happen. They just stuck the belt on Pat Patterson.
He was South American champion.
Okay.
South,
really?
South American, quote unquote.
They mixed the North American Heavyweight Championship with the South American Heavyweight Championship. That's, and if you don't know your history of the South American Heavyweight Championship, eventually we'll do a show on it.
It'll last about 5 minutes.
Be a quick one. But Pat Patterson becomes the first champion down in Rio de Janeiro. So that's how the Intercontinental title was birthed.
I like the way you say that.
Now, see, they can't do that shit now, but they used to do it quite often back in the day. They'd put titles on people. You didn't have to have matches. They just fucking stuck them on people.
Why? I mean,
Everyone.
Hold on, I'm just trying to think about that commercially. Don't they think the fans would fucking?
Well, they didn't have the internet in the 70s.
Yeah, that's a
and
good
80s,
point.
or
Best was the
60s.
hotlines or anything or the magazines.
Well, you did have the torch. Not by then, but the torch probably showed up in, what, 84, 85? Meltzer's stuff?
Yeah,
Somewhere in there?
I don't remember whenever that came out at all.
Looks like he's on steroids now. Just throwing that out there.
He's got a mean stutter, too.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm guessing he was on Juice back in the day.
Yeah.
He's probably an HGH guy.
I saw him backstage at a UFC thing because he covers that now. I saw a picture of him.
Somehow I knew.
That's the only reason I said it, just to get you going.
Somehow I knew.
Works every time.
That's probably not even true. You just threw that out there.
Nah, I did. I wanted to make sure I threw that in there.
Nothing like a show.
Did you see it
without
coming?
Women hating and the UFC.
Did you see it
baby.
coming though? Honestly, Corey, did you see it coming?
Honesty, I saw it coming.
Honestly,
No, I didn't see it
I know
coming.
you didn't. I blindsided you. Bam.
So we talk about
Bam.
the Intercontinental title. I don't think it got its bigness until really, I mean, Tito had the title, but Savage was the one who kind of made it come to the forefront.
Yeah, Chico.
Feel free to jump in
So
anytime anybody wants.
Who'd
Motherfuckers.
Savage take it off of? Tito.
Tito.
Chico.
Boston Garden.
So then
Chico.
then it leads right to Savage.
Not it. Yeah, well, that's where his big match came. But I mean, he had runs. He faced Hogan when he was the Intercontinental Champion a bunch.
Who'd he lose it to?
Steamboat.
Steamboat.
But that was like the big match that everybody knows, and that I'm gonna say prestige again. But that's what gave the belt the prestige, was that match.
I agree.
But I have a question, and it's kind of hard for me to. That was cool. It's kind of
use a
hard.
microphone.
Well, it keeps rising on its own.
No.
That's what she said.
Oh,
That's
Lord.
true.
At the time, was that match?
Yes.
I mean, people knew it was a great match.
Fuck yeah.
But was it as big a deal as it is now? Is it almost like the hype and the magnitude of the match remembered differently than at that time as time goes on?
Alex, you've seen the match. Somebody fucking jump in.
I don't remember.
You whores.
Probably. I mean, because again, back in the day, you didn't have social media. You didn't have, marks basically that would be like, "This is the most fantastic match I've ever seen."
And the WWF wasn't known for having workers.
True.
So
Good point.
that's my thing with that. I think that match for a lot of the WWF fans was like, holy shit. They didn't see Flair and they didn't see Flair and Steamboat if they were only WWF fans.
I think they had solid workers that carried the belt. Valentine, Santana, Morales.
But were they working with guys that could work?
Yes.
When did they start doing that then? Because that's my bigger question.
So the problem is, up until WrestleMania, I mean, you only had live crowds watching these matches.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you didn't have the network at the time. So you didn't have as many people that knew about these other matches that, admittedly, aside from Mania 3 prior to that, I've seen Tito Santana and Savage. I watched was the Morocco Snuka match, was that IC belt?
83.
Besides those, I probably have not watched.
Fuck, man, we're not even talking about Morocco. Morocco was a solid worker, too.
I mean, prior to that, I've not watched any other IC matches.
Okay, so then it goes from that to where you have your workers carrying that belt. When does it become, all right, we're going to put the next guy in line
See,
as the IC champ?
It's all thrown into, and I will say, I think Savage Steamboat's one of the top 5 matches in the history of the company. And then they say, oh, false finishes, too many false finishes. Well, that match is almost all false finishes. It is. Just go back and watch
But
it.
it wasn't a thing back then to have all
True.
false finishes.
Steamboat was really good at it, though. Steamboat would do the quick covers. He did the same thing when he did the 30-minute Iron Man match with Rick Rude, and he and Flair did it a lot. There's a difference between being good at it and doing your finisher 1,000 times.
Exactly.
and that
Doing
being-
the quick covers and the combo roll-ups, and that is different than 5-star press, 2.5 kick out, fucking super kick.
There's a difference between wearing down your opponent
Yes.
and going for quick pins and thinking you're going to pull a
Yes.
fucking inside
one,
cradle.
yeah.
Yes.
Or even the heel pulling the tights trying to get a quick one. Like that there was more psychology, and that told the story of the match.
God, remember when people would hold the tights and that was your finish?
And people would just go nuts, though. I mean,
He
like,
held the tights. What the fuck?
that would be like, fuck you, you're dirt. Like, that was something that like
The
got
ref
heat.
needs to die.
You don't get heat for that now. You have baby faces holding the trunks to get belts. It's like what? Like
Every once in a while, you catch a shot of somebody's ass cheeks or something.
Doesn't make
from them
sense.
holding the trunks.
Well, I think that's everybody's big complaint is that it doesn't make sense.
So
But
the
honky tonk man is what changes everything.
So
Go on.
Was Savage the first guy that they decided, or do you think they consciously decided, all right, when Hogan goes, or we're gonna have a Hogan Savage feud, this is gonna be the catapult to it. It's gonna be the placeholder belt for the guy that's gonna be the guy. Because Warrior did it. Honky Tonk Man's really the only guy in that generation that never held the belt.
Well, looking at the timeline, Steamboat beat Savage, and then Steamboat asked for time off for the birth of his child, and that's why they take it off him. Not the best way to do it. I don't know why Honky Tonk Man. I've never heard an answer to that question.
He was supposed to just be transitional, I think. Like they were supposed to put it on Beefcake.
Beefcake. That's
Beefcake
right.
was supposed to take it, and yeah,
Did he ever hold a title, Beefcake?
Nope.
That's amazing.
he held Hogan's all the time.
Oh,
and,
snap.
and his
Snap
dick.
got him.
Yeah, the Disciple always looked good holding that NWO belt.
We're talking about his title, right? That's what he
Title, dick, whatever code word they had for it. Can I hold your title and
Hold my beer, Bruce.
brother?
Well, I mean, how long's Honky Tonk Man champ? He's champ from June 2nd of 87 to August 29th of 88.
400 some days.
34,
Man.
430, something.
How many days?
In the 430s.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
I thought he held it for like 3 years.
No.
No, well, so it wasn't that long.
No.
Surprised they haven't tried to get like as shitty as the Honky Tonk Man has been talking out about the company. They don't like that. There's pretty spiteful fucks. Like they've made sure that Nikki Bella took over AJ Lee's reign as the longest diva or women's champion or whatever you call them, Alex.
They got rid of Demolition's
yeah,
record.
they're very petty about those belt
they'll
records.
put you out of the fucking books, won't they?
I'm surprised they have not kept the IC belt on someone like The Miz or something.
I
just
honestly
long
don't
enough.
think they have enough attention span to do it.
Yeah,
They need to get a belt on somebody else to help make them.
they don't book long term either. It's
Which
week-
doesn't make sense
week
to me.
week.
And remember, they did the run where they kept making everybody world champion.
Mhm.
And look at how that turned out. Now you've got former WWE champion Jack Swagger, former WWE
Jesus
champion
Christ.
Mark Henry,
Alberto Del Rio.
former WWE champion Alberto Del Rio.
Edge had multiple. I mean,
Yeah,
he sucked.
I still have never understood that.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't. Christian too. I mean, I think he had the belt at one time.
Great Khali.
Yeah,
Ooh.
at least he was big. I mean, like.
So was Mark Henry.
But then you had
Somebody gonna get their head split.
Well, here's my
Wig split.
out of your Benoit, Jericho. I know Jericho held it, but like Benoit, Malenko, those guys that came over the Radicals, the cruiserweights from WCW that ended up with Eddie Guerrero. Did all of them hold the IC belt? And
Benoit did.
And did it go in that order?
Yeah.
Guerrero
Was it
did.
IC before heavyweight championship?
Malenko didn't. Malenko had the
No.
light heavyweight belt, and I think that was it.
Jericho ever held that Intercontinental?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
He
think
has,
so.
the, he has the. Does he still have the record?
I
As
believe
for the
so.
Title
Most-
reigns?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Benoit and Guerrero both held it.
Prior to being heavyweight champ.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, because it is that stepping stone. But then I feel like what didn't happen in the 80s is once you got past the IC title, you didn't go back down to it.
No.
Once you became the heavyweight champ, you stayed at the top of the card. You weren't that guy.
Unless you were on your way out, which is a perfect example
We need a
of
citation
Kerry
for
Von
that.
Erich.
Yes.
So he went world title back to Intercontinental?
Von Erich?
Yeah.
He never went anywhere after.
No.
I mean, he was
He was done.
too many charges.
But he would have. I definitely think they would have put the heavyweight title on him at some point in time if he would have stayed straight.
Yeah, by the way, if you're listening and you've never looked it up, look up Kerry Von Erich versus Rick Martel. I've never seen somebody so fucked up in a ring until the Jeff Hardy thing. Kerry Von Erich is, I mean,
Was that when
Trash.
he cut
eyes
himself
are
with
ba-
the?
No, that's the Lawler match. The fucking
So you're telling me
Martel
there was a
match.
better one of him when he blades his side?
No, he's just barely awake in the match. Just go into the ring corners and stand.
I'll be honest. I've got to look this up myself because I'm.
Oh,
Is this WWF?
house show,
It-
Madison Square Garden.
Is it?
Is it on the network?
I don't think it's on the
Probably
network.
not.
It might be. You'd have to search the card, but we get to in timeline order. We get to the Ultimate Warrior's reign. Now this is when it became, let's change the colors of the belt. Let's
Right.
do fucking 5 minutes. So you like that?
Yeah, I like the blue one that he had, the light blue leather belt, the Intercontinental one, right? When it light
Well,
blue.
he just had the yellow one. The light blue one didn't come.
Was it
come
yellow
around.
then?
Yeah.
Or
The
did they
light-
have a white one too, though?
No,
No.
he just had the yellow. Well, he won the.
I think you're thinking of the. Was he thinking of the
I'm
world title?
thinking of the world title.
Yeah. So with the Intercontinental belt, it was still on the black strap when he won it. Then went to yellow, but that was it. We didn't get the light blue one until Shawn Michaels.
Did you get rid of that belt?
I did.
The fuck is wrong with you?
All NWA collection now.
Attaboy. NWA. You know
That
what
belt
that
there's
stands
pretty
for?
fucking cool.
Yeah.
What's
it
that stand
does.
for?
Oh yeah, let's talk about the belt while we got you. If you're on YouTube, you can actually see it. Which why aren't
really
you going there?
It's really tiny on the screen. But anyway, this is the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship belt. What's the timeline on this? Started in,
Oh god, the 70s.
I was gonna say 60s.
you're right.
I don't know for sure.
No, you're right. I'm wrong.
But then
Losing my mind.
probably, I guess they got rid of it just whenever.
85, 86, whenever they merged.
Yeah.
Moved
But-
everything down to Hot Atlanta. It's good
But-
looking.
But I don't know. A lot of guys held this.
A lot of history in that bad boy.
Yeah.
I would look it up, but we're on Intercontinental shit.
Does
I guess
he-
I should have
I was
rethought
gonna say, I'm
that
not-
out yesterday.
Does he kiss a kid and hold a picture in the before the match?
That
up in
sounds
the ring?
right. If it's Rick Martel, I'm pretty sure it's the only match they ever fucking wrestled against each other. I'm sure Rick probably thought, I can pull something out of him. Uh-oh. We didn't lose connection, did we?
Eric did for whatever reason. No big deal. It'll come back up.
Then they stand up in the ring, the corners of the rings, and do the pose.
mhm.
And he damn near falls off and breaks his ankle. Oh, stumbles back.
Well, breaks one of his ankles, or he could have broke his prosthetic.
Hey,
You got to look. One foot's bigger than the other. That's why he wore the tassels.
For the record, you're actually correct. 1970 is when it started.
Nice.
And then
So T.O. is now going to sit through the show, and he's going to comment on the Rick
Martel-
Martel, Gary Von Erich match.
Martel tries doing an arm drag. I'll quit watching it because this is golden.
Yeah, it gets worse. But this is the Ultimate Warrior Rick Rude feud era, and Ultimate Warrior carries it until the match with Hogan at WrestleMania 6, right? Yes, 6.
no.
Okay,
Loses it to Rude, then gets it back.
right, and then he carries it until WrestleMania 6. That's why I said the Rude thing.
Oh, okay.
This is the Rude feud era.
Gotcha.
This is he loses it at WrestleMania when Heenan grabs the foot.
Yep. WrestleMania 5 and gets it back at SummerSlam.
That's right. Man, they used to do time.
Boys,
That was
I got a really cool graphic I want to go through here when this Chromecast gets back up, if it ever gets back up.
We can do that.
Actually, I'll just bring it up on the screen here. I'm going to put this on our broadcast.
Our
I'll
first
turn it on there.
graphic.
So I'm just dropping it right on top of our ugly mugs, right on top of the broadcast. This is a picture I found on Reddit.
Okay.
It is of every single, best I can tell, every single Intercontinental title holder up until the present day, in order.
Look at that.
Good Lord.
Let's go through it. Who's this beautiful Pat Patterson looking some bitch right
That's
here?
the leader of the cream team. That is Pat Patterson.
All right, then we've got what looks to be someone adorable. Who is that?
Ken Patera?
Oh, is that Kenny? No, that looks like Adrian Adonis to me.
Oh,
Second
no.
picture.
Second one, who is that?
Ken Patera.
Is it?
World Strongman. Come on.
Sure enough.
You got Pedro Morales, Don Morocco, Tito,
Chico!
or as Jesse would refer to him, Chico Santana. I like that belt, too. The green.
Mm-hmm.
Valentine, Savage, Steamboat, the Honky Tonk Man, the Ultimate Warrior. I see why you liked him, Eric. I
Yeah.
get it.
It's
Badass.
colorful. Quite colorful.
In pictures.
What's Rude got there? He's got an Intercontinental title and a world or a tag strap.
No, that's his
just his
tights.
tights.
Oh shit, you're right.
There's a fucking colorful bastard.
Rick Rude.
He did
Those are
shit.
probably
Dude, he
the
was one of the
best
best
fucking-
of all time.
yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Nobody could work a crowd like, well, not nobody, but he was one of the best mic workers of all time.
Oh, I
Get
say,
ladies running, just freaking out, men pissed off because the gyrations. I can't handle gyrations on my TV.
That's
I
right.
can't. I'm home or I'm hetero. Can't
Are
do
you
it.
on Twitter?
Me? No.
Oh, I see a lot of that now.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like.
I mean, I
men
look on Twitter
gyrating.
every now and then, but I don't really follow much wrestling stuff on there anymore.
Fair enough. No, I say our next show should be ring gear.
Ooh.
But, yeah, a lot of yellow. A lot of yellow in the late 80s, early 90s. Look at that. Yellow for Rude, yellow for Henning, yellow for the
Let's have some
Texas
respect.
Tornado.
That's Mr. Perfect.
Oh.
It's Mr.
Let's just be. That's Mr. Perfect. That's not Kurt Hennig.
Start getting shit like about like here.
I say before that even.
Yeah.
I say
Rikishi.
whenever yeah, that was where I was gonna start.
D'Lo Brown. Man, they were throwing that fucker around during the Attitude Era.
D'Lo could wrestle though.
That's true. He could also break people's necks.
So who? So it goes
Sorry, Droz.
Gold Dust,
Oh.
then Ahmed Johnson, Mark
Yeah.
Marrow, Triple H, The Rock.
We skipped a
Owen.
whole bunch in here.
Yeah, we're up here at Kurt Hennig.
I'm just trying to look at guys that held the belt because
Fucking Marty Jannetty down there.
Yeah.
Rude,
Yeah.
Rude never held the heavyweight championship.
Janetti held the strap. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Janetti was the one they wanted to be the big. I mean, they thought he was going to be the star out of the two.
Look at all the guys that didn't get catapulted to the world title.
That's what.
Shane Douglas, for instance.
Rick Rude, Kurt Hennig, Kerry Von Erich, Honky Tonk Man, Steamboat,
Mountie.
Valentine, Santana. Yeah, the Mountie. That's right. The Mountie wasn't ever world champion. I almost forgot that. The Mountie.
I just keep
Sweet
I
Jesus.
just think anytime I hear his name, I just think of those promos.
What a fucking character.
He always gets his man in.
Johnny B. Bad.
Mark Marrow.
Yeah, that's the wild man there. That's not Johnny B. Let's be.
I liked him better as Johnny B. Bad though. You know, you had to hit. I don't know.
A lot of those guys. Yeah, never. China. Can't forget China. Sorry, Alex.
Hey,
Ah.
she made this match list that I put together. Thank,
Of Valpool.
thank
Of
you.
course she did.
Chris
The
Jericho
Good
won the strap from
Housekeeping
China.
match.
How prestigious is that?
There's a guy I thought would have become world champion. Ken Shamrock.
Did you really?
Yes.
Fuck
I did.
him.
I did too.
When he was juiced up and he was just fucking as ripped as he was, and then look at him when he got off juice, started wearing the elbow pads because he was much smaller.
I remember his Lions Den's matches. Who do you have the famous one with? Was it Owen Hart maybe? The one where they were it
Lions
was
Den, yeah, Owen Hart.
Madison Square Garden. I think they did that during that pay-per-view, but it wasn't on site. I don't believe.
No, it was there.
Was it?
Yep.
Yeah, wasn't
But-
that great?
Okay, but look at that. Look at Henning, Hart, Bulldog, Michaels, Scott Hall. Jarrett was a good worker.
Yeah,
Fucking Gold Dust was a hell of a worker.
still is.
Triple H, great worker. The Rock, say, I mean, that's up for debate. It depends. You either like this shit or you didn't. Owen Hart, Steve Austin. I mean, you got some fucking workers there.
Sean Morley. I mean, Val Venus. Sorry.
Yeah, it's really a
I don't know why I went there.
transition from you have a good worker to a not good worker to a good worker to a not good worker.
So you're saying Road Dogg to Godfather. Which one's the not good worker there? I guess Godfather?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, well, I wasn't going there, but now that we did get down to the the late 90s, then it changes a little bit.
A little bit.
I mean, Jericho, Angle, Benoit. How's that for fucking putting on some 5-star matches?
Then
That's
you go to
pretty good.
Rikishi, Eddie, Billy Gunn. No one's mentioned Billy Gunn.
Yeah. No one should.
I like Billy Gunn.
You really like Billy Gunn?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought he did his shit. I mean, he got over.
I guess you're right.
I don't know if he
He
ever
wasn't
got over as
horrible,
much on
but-
his own. He was much better in tag teams, but he got over.
Yeah.
Prince Albert.
Never a huge
Matt
fan
Bloom.
of Albert.
He was huge in Japan.
Albert was?
Yeah, I mean, he was.
Then they
big-
tried to recreate it and it flopped.
Yeah, he is a big star over here. They came back as Tensai, and he was shit.
Is that Matt
Ooh.
Bloom or Lance Storm after him? I think that's Lance Storm.
Yeah.
Lance Storm to Christian. You can cancel out Test, but look at that row of workers.
Cancel out
Regal,
Test.
Van Dam, Booker T, Orton, Benjamin.
That's what I was about to say. There's
Lana.
two guys right by each other that was the biggest disappointment to me that I thought were going to be huge stars, and that was Shelton Benjamin and Carlito.
I don't see why Shelton Benjamin never became more. I mean,
He
I've
was
got one
probably the
thought.
most athletic guy there.
Yeah,
he
bad
was-
on the mic.
He was Lesnar.
Bad on the mic.
I mean, he was the heavyweight champ. He was the heavyweight at Minnesota before Lesnar was there. Had the look, could work like a motherfucker. Nothing. Carlito, he could speak, came from a wrestling family. He could work. He just apparently didn't he stab fucking Cena or something? I mean, something happened with him and Cena, and it ended
Yeah.
his career.
Something. I don't know.
Is that Flair next to Carlito?
That's what I was looking at too. Like
That's the biggest I've ever seen him in a picture.
Woo! That's 07?
He looks fit. I mean, like, he looks like he has an
08?
upper body.
Let's look.
Yeah, he does. His arms actually look not too bad. His
Like,
pecs are
there's
good.
definition. Yeah. I'm sure he was on the gas then.
Ric Flair was champion. It was a short one. But he was champion.
He wanted
Jesus,
it a
do they even
pay-per-view.
have it?
He wanted it a pay-per-view. That's all I remember.
Boy, they don't even have him as... oh, yeah, they do. He won it in September of 05. Carried it till February of 06.
Okay, so who...
That's pretty good. 6 months.
Not bad.
The dude holding the belt where his junk's at.
Johnny
Johnny,
Morrison.
That's
Yeah.
just a
Johnny.
horrible look.
Nitro Morrison, whatever.
There you go.
Then it goes, who's that? Batista?
Umaga.
He's dead, right? Umaga. Batista.
Oh, Santino Marella.
That's it,
Oh,
yeah.
Santino. I can't see that far.
Yeah, that ain't no Batista, sir.
Is that Kofi?
Kofi,
Who's
How
after
big
Kofi?
he was.
Punk, JBL,
Mm.
Mysterio.
Look how little JBL is there.
Yeah, he's small.
Can you name the man between Rey Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler?
I cannot.
Is it Miz? I can't tell from here. I guess I could look.
No, it's
From that time period, I doubt it.
Is it the
No,
kid that wrestled at
it's-
Oklahoma?
I think it's the kid from NXT.
Well, let me find out here.
It's not Swagger.
It's Drew McIntyre.
Oh, Drew McIntyre.
Drew Galloway now.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
McIntyre's back. In WWF or WWE.
That's right. That's right. I keep forgetting
Yeah.
they brought his name back.
Yep.
All right. Well, can you guys name a favorite match out of these guys? Can you tell me who you enjoyed as a intercontinental
Who's
or as an intercontinental championship?
who's between
match?
Orton and Cody Rhodes?
Where are you looking? What row?
Above Ambrose, second, right above Dean Ambrose.
In between Orton and Cody Rhodes.
That's not Orton, is it?
That's Drew McIntyre. I'm talking about that guy.
Yeah, that's Galloway or McIntyre, whatever.
Oh, I gotcha.
3 down for McIntyre. It goes Ziggler. Is that Orton?
Here?
Yes,
No.
the big African American gentleman.
That's Wade,
Barrett.
Wade
Do we have
Barrett,
this up on our screen on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on
Wade
YouTube.
Barrett.
Ezekiel. Was that
Jackson.
Ezekiel?
Jackson. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't even know who the fuck that is.
I don't. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Rhodes, Big Show, Miz.
Man, is it weird to anybody else how much Big Show there kind of looks like a younger Rick Steiner? You might see that.
Then we
No?
got Mr. Perfect Jr.
God, what a. Out of all the kids that came in, you had Rhodes' kid, DiBiase's kid, and Henning's kid. Henning's kid was the worst, but he's lasted the longest in the company.
He was supposed to get the big push. God, I can't even think of the guy next to Daniel Bryan's name anymore.
Ryback.
Ryback, yeah.
No.
Yeah, the guy to the left?
Yeah.
He's a tag champion
I
now.
know.
Harper? Luke Harper?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they say he's an unbelievable worker. They just don't let it. Like a lot
He
of
should be
people
Brody.
are huge on him. That's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people say that.
Should put him in black
A lot of podcasts.
tights, give him fur boots.
I'll bet you guys right now, within a year, Big E, as soon as he breaks away from New Day,
Back to this?
he'll be a champion.
You think
I
so?
will.
No, he'll be a heavyweight
Didn't
champion.
Shane McMahon have that Intercontinental one time, or am
He
I
had
freaking
hardcore.
out?
No, he had.
Hardcore.
Oh,
he
he
had
had the hardcore?
I think he had European. Did he have
Yeah,
European?
didn't he
Euro.
carry the coveted European title?
I don't know.
You
I,
have
I
to
thought
say
I remembered
coveted.
him with the title, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Have to say coveted.
So how big of a joke is it?
that
I
me?
mean, like not being a dick, but China holding the belt. That's just asinine. She was believable that she could kick the shit out of some of the guys, but
Well, what's your
What's? Oh, let me ask you this. Sorry, Corey. What's more insulting, China with the Intercontinental title, or fucking the actor holding WCW title, Arquette?
Arquette.
Arquette by far.
There you go. So I don't have too much of a problem with one
China
time out
would
of
kick
72
the
holders.
fuck out of him if she is still alive.
Right. When she first came in, she was.
Dude, China kicked the fuck out of quite a few people.
Now wait a minute.
I
Now
bet she
let's
was
not
a bad bitch.
conflate bodybuilding with being tough.
No, that's what we're doing.
She could do physical.
Yes,
I mean, like,
exactly.
but she could pick a guy up and throw him.
You
I'm
remember
not
her
saying he
swinging
would let
Marlena
her,
around?
but she could do things physically that David Arquette couldn't do.
Well, and I think part of it
I
too
bet she could
was
whip
it
Sean
was
Waltman's ass,
it was
like,
supposed to
if they
be.
got into it, she's fucking him
And
up.
correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it supposed to be a rib on Jarrett because he was leaving, and they had him drop it to China because he was leaving?
Yeah, that's the big argument, and he's said different. He said he just was trying to get a new contract.
He's a
and they
cock.
He didn't
That-
want to give up the belt without getting a contract. Which is not the first time anybody's ever said that.
No, but he's just I never liked that guy. Always thought he was mediocre.
You're not a Jerichoholic?
No, not Jericho.
Jarrett.
Oh,
Jarrett.
yeah.
J-E-double-F.
Yeah, he's a fucking.
J-A-R-R-E-double-T.
I don't like him either.
He definitely did not fit as the world champion in WCW with all the heavyweights rolling around there. I didn't think. What's your guys? Somebody's got to give me a favorite Intercontinental title match.
I can tell you right now, it's any of the Michaels Razor Ramon ladder matches. While not a traditional match, those are definitely memorable and fun to watch anytime.
I still got to go with the Hart perfect match in SummerSlam '91.
Same here. That's my favorite.
I mean, when you asked earlier who first pops in my mind when I think Intercontinental Champion, it's not either of those two. That's still probably my favorite Intercontinental title match.
yeah, and Bulldog and Hart had that match that the next year, which I like, but I don't think it is the same as the. Plus, Perfect was working Hurt, which makes that match even better.
Yeah.
Freak. We didn't even get to that late '90s run. I mean, The Rock having the belt, him and Austin throwing the belt off the bridge. I mean, that was big shit for the Intercontinental title.
Very true.
Austin breaking his neck in the match with Owen Hart and winning the belt with the shittiest roll-up in history.
That was the absolute
That was
worst.
that was a big time for the belt. Then they started just throwing it on people, it looks like.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of forethought into who they're just. I mean, granted, I didn't watch the product, but none of these guys are impressive.
You weren't watching at the time of the Attitude Era?
Oh, good point. Well, at the Attitude Era, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you
But I
just
don't know,
wouldn't
into the
have
Attitude
known.
Era, it's just crap.
I don't know, man. Jericho, Angle, Benoit.
Yeah, but right after that, Rikishi. I mean, that's the beginning of the end for it.
So I've noticed they start putting the belt on not, I guess, who your top picks would be around the Invasion era. Anyone else notice that?
Yes,
Thoughts?
totally agree. Invasion is, well, I guess it would be, ooh,
When you say Invasion era, what do you mean by that?
Whenever they ran the Angle WCW and ECW taking over, like they had Shane McMahon running WCW and Stephanie McMahon running ECW.
You got to remember that, dude. It was like 2001.
around that time is Christian
Yeah.
to Edge to Test to Edge to William Regal, Van Dam. I mean, Prince Albert was the first one. I didn't mention him. Yeah, just it became one of those. It became a prop, essentially.
And part of the reason is too, I think, around the Invasion era, they also were, they brought in the WCW belts also, so you had like a dozen championships floating around
Right.
at the same time. So
Making them damn near worthless.
Pretty much.
I
Brought
mean,
in the United States title.
when you have that many championships and only 2 brands, every match is a title shot.
Too much.
Who's the fucking Takeshi 6ix9ine wannabe in between Kane and Billy Gunn here?
In between Kane and Billy Gunn. That is
That's
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. Yeah, he looks like a fucking weirdo right there.
That's pretty fair.
He's not even painting his face there.
Yeah, you should
Thank
see
God.
Jeff Hardy these days. In fact, either of the Hardy Boys these days, like Broken Matt Hardy. That's weird.
I don't like it.
Do you? I don't know,
I
man.
kind of do too.
I mean, they've
actually.
kind of pissed it away now, but
Well, fair enough, but just
But
from
it-
the outside looking in, it's a weird looking.
it'll have legs when they break him away again.
Yeah.
Boy, Diesel was an Intercontinental Champion.
Not for long though, was he?
Must not have been.
He won it from Razor, then Razor got it back.
Yeah, I wasn't watching back then.
So it looks like at Big Show's run, they started with the white belt. It's carried all the way out through until today.
Yeah.
Is it still white today?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Cody changed it over to the white, and then they've stuck with it ever since.
Yeah, he brought back the old belt, didn't he? Because that picture's got him in the
Yeah.
the one circa 98, 99.
Yeah, Diesel held it for actually 138 days. That's way longer than I thought.
That's,
In one run.
Yeah.
But he won it from Razor, who had it for 146 before that. And Razor won it back, like you said, and had it for nearly 200 days after that.
Really?
So the better part of a year was those 3 guys. Over a year was, or those 2 guys, Razor and Diesel fighting over it. That's a long program.
Yeah, we should have mentioned The Rock was a pretty good champ. Owen Hart was a good
People's
champ
champion.
as well. Very much so. Anybody we're missing?
I think that pretty much covers the whole list.
It just makes you wonder. Just
Fucking
if
that
circumstances were different, like who they would have elevated. I mean, you think they would have put
Forgot
the?
how
You
much
think
I
they would have
like
put the?
Yeah,
Razor.
who
that
that's
Jericho
what you're
that
saying.
Jericho Angle Benoit
Who-
run.
Who do you think that they originally planned when they put the IC title on them that they saw future heavyweight champion? Because I mean,
When did it stop?
Rick Rude, I could see them thinking they were going to put the title on him.
Mm-hmm.
Kerry Von Erich, I could see it there. The Mountie, no fucking way.
No fucking
Who's after
way.
the Mountie? Is that Piper?
Yeah.
Looks like Roddy.
Piper?
Maybe.
Maybe.
No.
They knew he was getting.
He is leaving. Okay.
It was for Hart to win at WrestleMania.
Bulldog, yes. Michaels,
Yes.
Jannetty, I
No.
think they did.
Really?
I think they
Around that time though.
you know what?
This
At
is
that time,
after he had assaulted a
that's what I was
police
saying. At that time, they
officer.
knew he was a fuck. So no, Scott Hall. I don't know if they would have ever put the title on him. That's the weird thing.
Ooh, I think they would.
I think they would have.
I just
I think knowing what I know now and his history in professional wrestling up to that point, that he had such experience, I think they would have.
But you get the Diesel, and then it stops. Jarrett, no chance. Who's after that?
Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
No
No.
chance.
Nah, they probably had high hopes for.
I think
Douglas.
that's Dean Douglas.
You think so? Then Goldust, I don't think they would have ever put the belt on him.
I think they should.
Russo might have thought it, but nobody else in the company. Ahmed Johnson, no.
For sure. Yes, they thought he was world champion.
Dude, he had
Think so? Really?
Oh my! Ahmed Johnson was one of their
Dude.
biggest stars in '96.
I gotta agree.
They probably thought about it for probably 3 weeks, and they saw him kill people trying to body slam him.
That's fair.
He's hurting so many people. They knew there was no way.
I can't argue that.
He looked the part though.
For sure.
I loved him. I thought he was. Came out in the red. He was a monster.
I thought he was good too.
Marrow, no. Triple H, no. Not until he started banging the daughter.
Right.
No, he
no,
was going to be
no,
king of the
I-
ring.
I
They
know.
thought he was going to be the shit.
Then you get the Rock, obviously. Owen Hart.
Yes.
Does he ever get a heavyweight title run?
Should have.
He should have.
I
loved him.
I think
I
they would have
always liked
I
him.
think they would have given him at least a run with it and just see
Because
say, let's see what happens.
what's set up there is the feud with Austin. You have the brother, like you could go back and have the Austin Owen Hart feud. Because
And it
Bret-
transitioned into a Bret Hart.
To me-
or it transitioned from a Bret Hart feud back into a Bret Hart. It was a family thing.
yes, you could have done that. Shamrock, probably. I bet they entertained the thought of putting the
I
belt on
guarantee
Shamrock.
they did.
He was just a lunatic.
That doesn't help.
You guys.
Val Venus, probably not. Road Dogg, probably not. Godfather, probably not. Edge, yes,
Maybe,
because
yeah.
they
You think at the time though?
with Edge.
At
Oh
the-
yeah, because they
with
built him up so big.
his first run though, you think that they had plans for him to have it?
No, I think they knew someday he would be the guy that would hold a championship, just because he was so young. And remember how they did the crowd thing? I mean, that was like one of the first real different entrances they did. Then the Brood. I mean,
Well, I think this is also a big test. That let's
Yeah.
see what they can do.
and that's what you're getting at after that's your point.
And I think part of it too is just that, like, I'm trying to think at the time whenever you had Val Venus, you had Road Dogg and Godfather. It's just like none of these guys are.
Well, you say that about Godfather. Godfather was probably one of the most popular guys on the roster his entire run.
They all were right there. I mean, but that's the thing. Val Venus was popular.
Very.
Road Dogg was popular.
Very.
I mean, like those guys would get huge pops.
Oh, you didn't know?
But then you get the Jericho, Angle, Benoit, Eddie
Fuck.
Guerrero. Do you think they ever plan on putting on Rikishi because he's the one that hit?
I hope not.
I did it for my brother. What's the quote?
I did it for The Rock.
I did it for The Rock. But how fucking over was he with Too Cool?
Yeah, I was gonna say with Grandmaster Sexay and
Rikishi's champion in 2000. I don't think they. Maybe.
But the thing is, when they had the brand split and they had 2 belts, how many of these guys would have been champions if there were only 1 belt? Is my question. Yeah, that's another thing you bring into it.
Yeah, face of the company.
Do you think Mysterio ever gets a title run?
No.
No.
Do you think Eddie Guerrero?
No.
I would have never thought at the time. No.
Do you think? Do you think Benoit? I mean, Benoit.
Jeff Hardy.
Benoit.
Maybe Benoit.
But here's the thing, though. They closed out WrestleManias.
Yep.
So I mean, like, maybe they would have. I mean, that's where I go back and forth.
But
with
they
it, the way
close
you
out
said it.
WrestleManias because they're the champ.
But did
Mysterio didn't.
no? But who won the belt? Benoit won his belt closing
At the
out
end of it,
Mania.
yeah.
And didn't Eddie Guerrero win his belt closing out
No.
of Mania?
No, he was already champ.
Okay, so he was already champ.
He
Okay.
beat Lesnar the pay-per-view prior.
It's so
Beat
believable.
Lesnar.
And then beat
right?
Angle
Yeah.
at Mania.
The fuck?
It's an interesting dichotomy there.
Who's the most natural out of all those guys when they came in, got the belt, in our age from watching? Who did you know was going to be a star right away?
Right away?
Michaels. I mean, from way back when he was with the Rockers, man, I really could have put him.
I thought Jannetty was the star out
Really?
of those two.
And he had been around forever. And I mean, like, so I don't care what anyone says. That version of The Rock, I didn't ever see him being a champion. Like, looking at it,
No.
the one for me was Kurt Angle.
Yes. Good call.
That's a good one.
Great
I mean, like,
call.
you just knew he was going to be. I mean, like, he picked it up so quick. He had charisma.
The night after Owen died, they had Raw in St. Louis, and Angle wrestled a dark match. And my brother goes, "That guy's a fucking stud." I was like, "Oh shit, really?" He's like, "Look at him."
I'll tell you one guy I would have been wrong on. I would have said Shelton Benjamin, and they just dropped the ball on him.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah, 100%. But they had Booker T at that time. I mean, I'm not kidding.
You're exactly right.
If Booker T is not there, he holds the belt.
Boys, I've removed the image from our broadcast. We can keep talking about it, but I just wanted to let you know.
Well, I think we're about.
How are we doing on time?
I think
anyway?
we're about ready to play.
We are at 1 hour and 1 minute of recorded time.
I think
boys.
it's time to name that wrestler.
I hope so.
Everybody name their favorite Intercontinental title match.
How much time do we have left?
Probably 29 minutes.
29 minutes. Can we pause for the cause, as Stone Cold would say?
You got to go to the bathroom, Tebow?
I need to use the restroom.
Just run for it.
Go use the restroom. We'll kill time.
Okay.
We can kill some time.
Go drop your deuce.
Any other favorite Intercontinental title matches out of there? I love the Austin Rock match where he backdrops all the nation on the truck and did all that shit.
Don't remember that one.
Oh, it's good stuff.
No, I gotta say though that I didn't appreciate Rick Rude enough. I feel like back in the day, by looking at that long-haired picture of him, I just remember the short-haired
he was
Rick
fucking
Rude.
money.
Yeah, I like old Rick Rude.
He was money. He was a cheating bastard. He just talk
Well, I
shit
liked
to everybody. He had Heenan with him. Oh,
Fucking
doesn't
Heenan.
get any better.
I feel like anywhere he went in any time period, he was gold. I mean, even after the WCW jump, whenever he was with the Dangerous Alliance, I hated him so much. But now I'm just like,
Dude could work.
made for such awesome TV. And this was at the point WCW was not at its peak. I'll just say that. This was 92.
There's a guy who could have gone back to WWF if he doesn't get hurt in the match with Sting in Japan.
Mhm.
He gets through his WCW run, goes back to WWF, and feuds with Austin for the title 3 years later.
I don't think it would even take 3 years.
Think it would have been quick. Well, I mean, Austin wasn't champion for another.
Well, no, I
4
see.
years after it.
I know. I was just making the point that as soon as he jumps back a year, he's probably in the world title picture.
Oof.
Let me ask you about this. Neither of you guys brought this up. Royal Rumble 2001. Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho.
Oh,
that's your dead time, ain't it?
what do you mean?
2001 in your dead time?
Not completely. I just kept looking at that. I kept seeing Jericho, Benoit, and Angle right next to each other.
Sure.
And looking at those guys, I mean, good Lord. Talk about some fucking workers.
Right.
And that's at that strange. It was kind of when wrestling fell off. Fell off the huge. We're as big as
Well,
with
after
WCW and WWF and everything.
Peaks and valleys, man. If the wars were the peak, then the next valley down is what you're talking about, right?
That's the valley.
Yeah.
That April 2001. In fact, McMahon did an interview around that time. That was when the XFL came and went. That was when they went through a real transition, and they lost a big class of their viewing audience. Any thoughts, Alex?
One thing I was going to say, at least as far as that Jericho Benoit Angle feud or whatever you want to call it. Well, you said Royal Rumble 2001, is that right?
Right.
So I might be off base saying this. Did Angle get a title shot at that pay-per-view?
Well, let me check real quick.
Royal Rumble 01? Because I felt like it was right before that he... I remember he wrestled Benoit.
I think The Rock beat him. I think he was champ going into that.
Anyway.
I remember Benoit and Angle. I'm trying to think if I'm
Royal Rumble 2001. Here's our match list. Well, okay.
And there's ways to go.
Oh no, I gotta make this a little bit bigger.
Okay, so he's already champion at that point.
Well, he beat Triple H for the title, it looks like.
No, he was Kurt Angle champion, defeats Triple H.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's right, because they had that big 7 or 8 man, 6 man, whatever, big cage match at the pay-per-view before with, it was Austin, Triple H, The Rock, Angle, Rikishi, Undertaker, I think. I mean, they fucking hot-shotted it.
Yeah. I just remember not long after Angle stopped the feud with Benoit and Jericho over the IC belt, they threw him straight into the world title picture, like right away.
Yeah, because they had no Austin.
That's true.
Man, Tim must be dead.
They were Austinless. Oh, I don't think he'll be back. I think we should go right into the game and get going.
One other quick thing I wanted to bring up was Alex. While we were sitting here earlier, I said, F it. I made a new overlay, and if you look, you're now official.
Sweet.
Look at that.
The font's different, though.
Shut up, man.
And I'm lowercase.
Shut up. Fuck, I forgot about
Shut
that.
up, man.
I'll fix that later.
We got everybody
Jeez,
in there
there's
now.
no pleasing you.
What should we do about the name? Because there's clearly more than 3 of us.
You could just change it to the Horsemen, but
Don't look at me on that. That
think leave it.
That takes changing the Twitter handle and the.
there's a lot of work involved in changing this shit.
Oh,
Tony
man.
Hinchcliffe is a comedian. He has a wrestling podcast, and it's something with the Horsemen's Incorporated in it.
So when we do this, guys,
Yeah, tell us.
since it's very
Eric,
quick,
what's going on?
it's very easy to cheat on this.
Rules.
Will you guys turn your computers just facing inward so that you can't fucking type in the person's
I'll do
name?
you one better. I'm going to close it.
Nope.
No.
Oh.
Nope.
Close mine enough.
All right.
You got to cast a tab 4. Or,
So no, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Discord. Are you playing too or not?
well, you got the casting here. Do we want to put it up on stream? Because if you send it to me, we can put it on stream. Otherwise,
What you are listening
I
to
can
now
just
is
send
the
you this
technical
document.
masterpiece
Yeah,
You're
share
not
that doc with
playing
me.
it,
Is
and then
going to
whenever
happen
they
on our
guess,
YouTube
whatever, you
page.
take care of putting the picture on
On
stream and
YouTube,
casting
you
it.
can
Okay.
see the wrestlers as we
I'll
try
share
to
this with you
name
right now.
each wrestler.
thanks
Oh,
for
Feel
the
yeah.
call.
free
Alex
to
Jones
try and
has
name them
hijacked
at
our
home.
fucking waves here.
I'm turning the freaking frogs guy. I do a pretty good Alex Jones.
I'm American. God damn it.
I like to eat.
You guys have to do an episode on
Couldn't
that.
tell if that was
That's what
Alex
this last
Jones or
weekend was going to be,
McMahon.
but just didn't work out. We're going to do this
Damn it,
weekend.
pal.
Dude, you have to.
You'll come out. You'll be.
All right. So I've got, since it's
You'll
gonna go a little
be.
bit faster. There's two daily doubles and a final Jeopardy. But it's 1 through 1,000 in WCW.
Who's
and
keeping, are you keeping score too?
no, you'll have to do that on your own.
Okay.
1 through 1,000 on WWF also.
Well,
So-
then I am going to open a spreadsheet.
As I say, we'll have to have our computers open then, or is there paper?
I got it taken care of. I'm not going to cheat.
I got it. I'll just mark in here who gets the question right. We'll just go that way.
Is Big Easy playing?
No, I got the.
Negative. He's going to put the stuff on stream and the
okay.
pictures. He's going to throw the picture up here for you of the person whose real name you have to do. So
All right, it's gonna take me just a minute here, boys.
No
get the first
worries.
one ready.
We're all good. Who's going to win this thing?
hey, you're casted up there, just telling everybody what. I mean, this no guarantee nobody's picking that one right now either. So I mean, that you have to wait for them to pick what. Suppose they don't want WCW for 100, Everett.
I don't know. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just do it. You cast up there and you do your thing whenever you
All
can
right.
cast. We'll keep it off the stream.
We're gonna start with T.O. We're gonna go to Alex and then Corey. So what do you got? You got 1 through 1,000 on WCW and 1 through 1,000 on WWF.
I'll do WWF for 1,000.
WWF for 1,000. All right.
Here.
Everett, you putting the picture up for him?
Go.
No. What I think we should do is say if we think he's going to get it after we give the wrestler name and see if he gets the fake name. Like if I think Tim will get it, I'll say yes. If you think he won't get it, I'll say no.
So we're doing this. So that answer is not Big Van Vader. It's Leon White.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, that would
Shut
be
up.
the answer though. Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. Oh,
Yeah, you're guessing their real name.
oh fuck. Okay, never mind.
It's not really guessing. It's do you know it?
Yeah. So WWF for
So we're doing just yes or no questions.
1,000.
Yeah, I'm not gonna know this, but go ahead.
The Brooklyn Brawler.
I can't believe you don't know this. I would have said he would have known this. Anybody?
Hold on. Give me a second.
Do we not have their picture?
No, we're not doing that. Fuck that.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, I
I
thought
wasn't
you-
paying attention.
If you're gonna throw the picture up, it might have
too much
helped
work.
me.
Are we doing
He has a
steals?
hole in his shirt.
If I would have had all these all beforehand, I
Big
could have got
holes
it
in
ready.
his shirt.
God, this pisses me off.
Are we doing steals?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And time limit?
Meep, meep.
Time limit?
That was
Let me
Um,
guess. It goes his way.
Yeah, he just said.
Big
Here,
shot.
I'm closing.
Yeah.
I'm closing the document. I'm going to play this.
Oh, you're playing this?
Yeah, I didn't look at any of them. So
All right.
Brooker and Brawler, give me 10 seconds.
Oh, all right.
I think Everett just
Four.
buzzed you.
3, 2, 1. All right, Alex.
Steve Lombardi.
And Alex gets
God
it.
damn it.
Nice job, Alex.
What and how much did he just win?
He won $1,000.
congratulations, pal. You taking us out to
It was
lunch?
a real tough one.
Sorry,
Dollars,
sorry,
huh?
sorry, Corey.
All right.
So
what do you got?
So you said this is 1 through 1,000.
1 through 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, all the way to 1,000. Yes, 1 through 1,000.
Take the 1,000 again.
And
He
you
can't catch
said is it just WWF and WCW?
Yeah, but some of them have obviously
No, I
been in
gotcha.
both.
I
Is
get
there a Final Jeopardy?
There
There
is.
fucking better be.
Let's just do WCW 1,000. Why not?
All right, all right. Barry Horowitz.
His real name? And you
His
put
re-
him under WCW?
This is the Daily Double
Oh my god.
for 1,000. Barry Horowitz. What do you got?
Um,
Man, I don't know this.
I don't either. You should have told me it was a daily double before you told me the guy, because
You can't risk. You don't have any money anyway.
Yeah,
I have
$1,000
it-
He has
1,000.
1,000.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you want it off. What are you risking? You risking the whole thing or what?
Gee, now that he doesn't know it.
I'll be fair. I was probably gonna say the whole 1,000, so I'll
Oh
keep
my
1,000.
god.
I'll just be fair about it.
And his name is.
I was just gonna say Barry,
Barry Horowitz. Yeah.
You're right. It's Barry Horowitz. That's why I did the Daily
Trick
Double
question.
for it. So
Fucker.
2,000. Jesus.
3,000.
No, it was just a double.
Yeah, I don't get 2,000 for it.
No. that's
Not a
no
big
shit.
trivia guy. Corey.
What do you got, Corey? Both the $1,000 slots are gone from WWF and WCW.
But doesn't it work in Jeopardy whenever they get the question, they get to pick again? Or we're just going around the room?
We're just going
just-
around.
yeah.
All right, that's right.
Let's do 500 WWF.
Conservative.
The Honky Tonk Man.
Wayne Ferris.
That's an easy
You
one.
are absolutely right.
Wayne.
WWF for 700.
Big
Hang on,
Easy.
Big E's up
oh,
next.
he's playing.
Oh, is he? I thought
Big Easy.
I'm going to take WCW.
WCW.
For how much?
700.
WCW.
I like it.
WCW.
Disco Inferno burn.
It's another Glenn. Shit. Give me a second. It's Glenn something or other, right? Is it? No?
I'm not telling
I don't know
you.
what it is.
Give me a second. I know this.
You gotta hurry up.
Shut up,
though.
Alex. You suck.
10.
And it's not Bill Ding,
No,
which is what he wanted to be, an evil architect.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
I like that name, actually. Shit.
Disco Inferno.
I forget.
4, 3, 2, 1. You could steal.
Gilberti. Glenn Gilberti. Or
Brady.
Gilberti.
It's Gilberni, and you're right, though. Yes, Glenn Gilberni. So you get 700.
He's
Look
a
at you.
I said Glenn.
he's a bouncer at the Spearmint Rhino.
Look at that.
Okay, good to know.
WWF for
Do 200. Do 200.
300.
This one should be pretty easy. Stone Cold. It's his real name.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If you don't know this, we're going to have to ask him.
No, I'm just drawing a blank. This is
Get out.
awful.
Will he get it? I am not
I'm
sure.
not gonna get it. Oh my gosh. It's Do you hear him?
What?
Nothing. I'll tell you after. 10 seconds.
Dr. Death would know this.
He would.
No,
Time's
it's
up.
Steve Williams.
How the fuck? What is E? You realize we're trying to win here.
He's never going to win, sir.
No, it was Steve.
gotta give him a chance.
Steve
Now he is.
No, I
That's-
was trying to
no.
figure out if it was Williams or Williamson.
Hold on.
Sure.
That's still not correct because that wasn't his birth name.
It wasn't?
No.
I have no idea.
Whoa.
man. Scott, fuck, I don't know. What
All right, you gonna steal?
It's not his birth name.
Nope.
right?
What
Yeah,
the?
Steve Williams was not his birth name.
It's not. No.
He's trained by
wasn't
a
it,
gentleman.
It was Anderson, wasn't it?
Oh, got him. Stephen James Anderson.
Jeez, way to go, Alex.
Yeah, he's the fucking
Holy
man. So
fuck.
300 for Alex on that one. And
give it all.
Done. I got it wrong.
Anderson, but that's why I didn't know if it was Williamson or Williams, but it's Anderson. That's
It's
why
Anderson. Yeah.
News to me.
You're up next.
Let's do. What's available WWF?
1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, let's go 9. Why not?
We got to blast through
All
these. We got 15 minutes left on our clock here, and we got about 30 questions. So
I don't think we're gonna.
Oh,
get
we'll
through all
cut it.
these.
Ted DiBiase.
Okay.
Theodore DiBiase.
Wrong.
Really?
That's wrong. You gonna steal?
It's not Ted DiBiase.
It's not Ted DiBiase.
Theodore.
Because Iron,
I said
Iron
Theodore.
Mike is his dad. No, don't know.
Theodore Marvin.
He could have stole that.
I don't think
I would have never fucking known that. Thank you for
Theodore
that.
Marvin is
for the
his
help there,
name.
Theo.
Corey?
The highest available WWF.
All right. The Road Dog. We talked about him a little
That's
bit.
an easy
Come
one.
on.
For how much?
800.
Come on.
Are you kidding me?
He is Brian Armstrong.
He
He
is
is.
Brian Armstrong.
So I'm at
Everett?
1,200.
I will take the easiest WCW.
I bet you will. Big Van Vader.
Leon White.
Attaboy.
Take WCW for 200.
Is everybody keeping track of their own score?
Yes.
Yeah.
Booker T. What's his real name?
Look at me. I know his last name, but that's all I know.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Do you know it?
What do you got? 3 seconds.
Alex will know it, though.
I would guess.
I'm in the same boat as Corey. I know his last name.
Did you even guess, Tio?
No, it's something Thomas or Thompson
Nope.
or T. Washington.
Is it just Booker Huffman?
That is
That's
exactly
what I got,
right.
yeah.
Booker Huffman is his name.
Oh,
What are the
Alex
numbers?
wins 200.
I
on
wasn't
that.
sure if that was
No.
actually his first name or not.
Well, it's because of the monk shot. There's B. Yeah, now that you say that.
It's Booker Huffman. Yep. So who's up next?
I don't say Booker on
I don't know where we're at. Who's
Who
that was,
just picked that?
that was
Alex
Yep.
is
So
up.
it's up to you.
okay. So WWF, what's available?
1, 2, 4, 6, and 7.
What's available WCW?
3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9.
Let's go WCW for 8.
Larry Zbyszko.
Who might or might not be dating Alicia Fox.
You always say that.
He's always maybe right.
I don't think this is it. Is this just Larry Zbyszko?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
Lee
Corey,
Bean,
Steele?
Larry Zbyszko.
Lawrence Zingelhaas.
That's wrong also.
Oh, okay.
It is Larry Whistler.
Did not know that.
Whistler.
I like
one of
that
the ones
last
I
name.
would have studied on.
What are you picking?
The highest WWF one.
All right.
How much?
Oh, $700.
Oh.
Hacksaw. Oh, you know, with the tongue and the 2x4.
This is a tough one, too, man.
Jim Duggan, huh?
James?
I'll say Jim Duggan.
I'll accept it. It's James Duggan.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah.
James.
That's right.
I threw
Okay.
a bunch in there where there are a couple in there anyway. Where
Don't
they were
say
the
that!
same name. Well, you guys have already got them all, so
Oh,
it's
okay,
probably
there
it
you
doesn't
go.
Oh,
matter
now we know that.
I got 1,900.
All right, Everett, what do you got?
I'll take the hardest WCW.
Looking for a daily double.
Y'all here?
Everybody's looking for it.
It's not happening.
WCW.
Both the daily. Oh no, there is a daily double left, but this ain't it. Doink.
Matt. Matt. Oh God damn it.
Miss it.
Doink.
Matt starts with a B.
Mm-hmm.
Matt. Oh my God.
You are wrong. You gonna steal this one?
I'm done. I'm going out and then what?
Matt Bourne.
Incorrect.
Nope.
Matt Osborne.
Osborne. God damn it.
I came up with Ray Apollo.
Ray Apollo.
Maybe original Doink or something. I don't know.
The answer is Matt Osborne.
It's Matt Osborne.
Oh yeah.
did I think
Who
Matt-
came up with
Alright.
the questions?
how many points? How many points?
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
how many
don't know
points
where
did I
that came
get?
from. You won.
How many points did I get? For that?
900.
Oh.
2,900 spot. Oh, no, you got more than
No,
that.
I got 34.
And it's your
Jesus
pick now,
Christ.
right?
Wish I could get all the steals.
I'll do the easiest.
Yeah, please. Thanks, Tio.
Easiest WCW or
Yeah,
WWE?
easiest WCW.
Ray Mysterio Jr.
How is that easy?
I know that one.
I don't know. I can't even be.
Oscar Gutierrez.
Yep.
Yep, that's right.
Look at that.
$300.
you know that one?
Fuck no.
$300. And now it's Europe, right?
So what's left?
4, 5, and 6 for WCW, and 1, 2, 4, and 6 for WWF.
Let's go 600 WWF.
Randy Macho Man Savage.
It's an easy one.
Oh, jeez.
Really?
I know his last name. I'm just struggling on his.
Oh wow.
Is it just Randy Poffo?
That's exactly right,
Okay.
Randy Poffo.
Okay. I couldn't
No,
think
it's
of
Randall.
We would have
Nope.
accepted Randall.
it. 4,000.
Leaping Lanny's brother.
I'm trying to land the daily double. 400 WCW.
Dusty Rhodes.
Damn it, Virgil Runnels, motherfucker.
There is a
How are we doing on time? Should we?
We got 8 minutes.
We'll be all right. We'll get it.
2,300 for me. What do you got?
4,000.
There's only 5 more in a final. So
I want the hardest one you have. That's
you
what
want the
she said.
hardest one I have?
That's what she said.
I said first.
Steven Regal.
God, I don't know.
That's Lord.
Lord.
No, his name is not even close to Steven Regal. I don't even know, though. T.O., it's on you.
I don't know it either.
Anybody?
I would have said Steve Regal.
Darren Matthews.
Yeah, it's nothing close to Steven Regal.
Corey would have got that. You didn't
What's
give
your
him a chance
pick? We
to
got
steal.
500 for WCW and 1, 2, and 4 for WWF.
1 for WWF.
Ultimate Warrior.
Jim Hellwick.
Very good.
Exactly
Look
right.
at that.
Alex?
Takemichi Noku.
Okay, repeat again. What's left? Sorry.
We have 500 for WCW and 2 and 4 for WWF.
Let's go to 500 WCW.
Just trying to put this out of reach.
Double A Arn Anderson.
Marty Lundy.
That is exactly right. You're goddamn good, Alex.
So that was 600.
That was 500.
500. Okay.
Arn Anderson is Oscar Gutierrez. Is it my turn or what is this?
It is your turn. 2 and
that not it?
400.
Come on, Oscar.
2 and 400 for
400.
dun 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 dun.
Got it.
Daily double. Sergeant Slaughter.
Risk it all.
All of it on Sergeant Slaughter.
Robert Remus.
Yes.
Son of a bitch. It all went and it all came. You got it, buddy.
4,200.
What do you have, Alex?
45.
Oh,
It's
shit.
a game all
We
of a
got
sudden.
one more.
We're gonna have to go back and
Everett,
check this. I think
200
I have more than this
WWF is
now.
the last one left, and it is CM Punk.
Shit, I should know that. He's been fighting fucking all over the place lately. What's his name?
And the
Brooks.
winner, and
Brooks.
then
Last
you
name
hear
Brooks.
the loser, and then this guy's name.
What, do you want half the money if you get the last name?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Half the buddy. Oh, fuck.
That's just
I
brother
don't remember his
talk
first
right
name.
there. Phil Brooks.
Phil, that's right.
Yeah,
What a horrible
that's
name.
exactly right. So who gets the fucking money here? You just stole
He
it?
gets
All right,
it.
all
I
right,
mean-
you got it. All right.
Philip.
So
I'm loaded. I got
that's
like a
it.
grand.
Final Jeopardy.
I'm risking it all.
You're
Might
risking
take
it
us
all?
to the break.
Well, we need to know what's.
Yeah, what's the scores here?
I got 4,500.
45, Corey 42, right?
42.
I have like 1,000.
I got $8.
All right. So it's really between you two, 42 and 45. What are you guys risking?
Well, I need to
I
know
got mine.
what's the category.
Wrestling.
That's it. All right.
Damn, I didn't see that coming. Is
Okay,
it
I
is it
got
wrestlers'
mine down.
names?
Hold
Or
It is a
it-
wrestler's name.
I'm
yes.
jotting,
Wrestler's name.
I'm jotting it down so.
I've typed mine in.
Okay.
You
No.
can come look at it if you want.
I
Yeah,
believe you.
I want someone to go look at Corey's.
And the answer to the question is
It's a two-part.
Oh, two-parter.
tag team.
Okay.
It's a two-part. So you guys ready?
Yep.
The first is Jake the Snake Roberts' real name, and the second is his snake's name.
Which snake?
The first one.
The main one, yeah. Okay. I don't know his real name. I know the snake.
Hey, easy with the Google in there, Corey.
I know his last name. The fuck is his first name?
It's not an easy one.
Oscar.
De La Hoya.
Dresses in women's clothes.
From time to time. I don't know.
All right, guys.
Mm.
We anywhere close or?
I'll go first. We ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alex, are you on your phone?
No, I'm just jotting down my answer.
On your phone.
Mm-hmm. Phoner.
You got it? You fucking remember that first name?
Barely.
It's not an easy one.
The snake's name is Damien.
That's the easy part.
That's the easy part.
of it for that.
There's half the money.
Half of what?
Half of the bank of TO.
Yeah.
So what do you get?
He risked it all.
His
So
dad was last name was
Oh, this is good. We've got 20 minutes left.
Do we really have 20 minutes?
No, we
No.
got 4.
I can't remember his dad's name. He was a booker though, and he was an asshole.
Grizzly Smith.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Grizzly Smith.
what do you got?
Junior.
My wager was 2,600.
Uh-huh.
His real name, Aurelian Smith.
You're the fucking man, but
Snake's name was Damien.
but
But
we got to see what Corey risked here to see if you won or not.
I didn't spell it right. Altorian Smith Jr. Damien.
Junior is correct though. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, he's a junior.
So I spelled it right. Well, that's still not right. You're right.
You said
Yeah, he's
Altorian,
right.
Yeah.
Alex is the big winner for today.
Loser.
Who won last week? Alex won
These
last
two
week.
always win.
He's never lost.
Right.
Should be the two horsemen with the other guys.
The two horsemen
Two
driving
horsemen
the
and a
short
couple
bus.
dudes that like
I
wrestling.
couldn't think. I'm like,
Or we're the three
is
horsemen and there's something
Is
else.
it Arlene or Artorian? And I was like, I'm gonna go with Altorian.
How are we doing on time?
We got 4 minutes to wrap it up here. What are final
do we
thoughts on Intercontinental?
Oh, we'd have to. This is how we'd wrap. You're doing hour 32 minutes, right?
Right now we're at an hour and 26 minutes recorded. You toss
We
on
have
a
6
minute and a half of each intro,
We have 6 minutes.
in and out.
Oh, so we'd actually have 3 minutes.
About that.
About that.
Do you want to talk about next week?
Yeah, what are we doing next week?
Next week.
I say ring gear.
I'm with it.
That's awesome.
Good with me.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What about the fucking, was it Rick Martel that had like the, where he used to shoot the mist out of those?
Arrogance.
Arrogance, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And then Johnny B. Bad blowing the shit out into the stands.
Cannon, yeah.
demolition.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ring
Talk
gear,
about
man.
tights. Talk about.
Would you consider like Great
We already
Muta's
talked about the shoulder pad. Yeah, his
spit
fucking
as part of his
shit was
as part of his attire though?
Part of a gimmick.
Part of the gimmick.
I
Okay.
want to know when the grease.
It's not
in
part
the
of his
hair
gear, though.
started.
When the what? And I wagered 3,500 out to fucking beat you.
The
Forgot
grease
to
in the
mention
hair
that.
and the wet look started.
Like what Demolition had?
Well, one, it's always a bad guy. Two, people. I mean, people have been greasing their hair for a long time. Not the long fucking
Not
runny
always
hair.
bad guys though.
Okay.
All right,
me a
boys,
good
we're
guy
running
you
out of
used to.
time right here.
Well,
That's
I
what we
mean,
got.
Roman Reigns is the biggest baby face in that company. They're
This
trying to.
isn't. I said back a long time
Oh.
ago.
But when did it start though? I mean, it also goes with black trunks were black. You know, like bad guys wore black.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I mean,
Not
it's
bad
something
guys
we'll
are
debate
black,
next week.
bad
So next week
guys
is
wear
gear, not
black.
gimmicks, right?
Next
Gear
week
and
is
gimmicks.
gear. No, we've done gimmicks.
Oh,
We're
okay.
doing
Yeah.
gear.
So answer my question: is Great Muta's spit part of his gear, or is that part of his gimmick?
It's part of the gimmick.
Because he comes out with it every time.
We
Regardless.
can cross them.
He
Who
still
gives a
wrestles,
fuck?
too.
We do
Hey,
whatever we
good
want
point.
anyway.
Good point. We make the rules.
Do whatever we want anyway.
He
No
still
shit,
works. What about Vader when he had the big headset?
Oh, that's
The
beautiful.
Pads and the
Yeah,
headset.
that like
Elephant
elephant
fucking
part of the
thing.
gear.
Down.
Yeah.
And it shot the smoke out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Definitely part of the gear.
All right, that's it, boys. We gotta wrap her up.
We got to get out of here.
We
Well,
gotta
in
wrap
that
her up.
case, the new wrestling snob, his name is Alex.
I'm gonna change
T.O.
the WrestlingSnob.com.
That's right. For T.O., for Eric, for Big Easy. That was a fun game of Jeopardy. We'll be back next week to talk about ring gear, our favorite ring gear. Until then, find another podcast to fucking listen to.
Yeah, and don't forget to check out YoRadio.com, everybody. See you there.
Always say that. Bye.
Yeah, I thought that was nice to mix it up with the real names instead of